Welcome to Intra-EU's channel. Have you ever wondered if you can post a worker who is not a national of one of the EU member states or European Economic Area member states or Switzerland? Let's call this person, for the sake of this video, a third country national. That's a person who doesn't have the nationality of any EU member states, European Economic Area member states or Switzerland. Well, if this person is legally residing and legally working in the sending member state, their employer can post them on equal terms with nationals of this country to another member state in the framework of the freedom to provide services. And in the early 80s, there was a really groundbreaking ruling by the Court of Justice called Vander Elst. Mr. Raymond Vander Elst was a Belgian entrepreneur who got an assignment to refurbish a beautiful chateau, a little castle in north of France. And this Belgian construction entrepreneur was employing already workers from Belgium, of course, and from Morocco. These Moroccan workers, they had the right to stay and right to entry to Belgium, and they also have the work permit from Belgian authorities. So they were legally residing and working in Belgium already for some time. And when they were posted together with their Belgian colleagues to France, the French institution requested the French work permit from them. Now, Mr. Vander Elst said, but they already have the work permit in Belgium, so I don't need one in France because I'm not entering the labor market of France. I'm not going to employ them in France permanently. We are only temporarily running our activities there because of the contract for service. And what the Court of Justice said was that it is an extensive barrier to demand by the French institution from the Belgian employer the work permits for third country nationals who are already legally residing and legally working in the sending member state. The most important takeout from this ruling is that the posted worker never enters the labor market of the receiving member state because their presence in another member state is only temporarily and only for the provision of the service by their employer. So they are not entering the labor market of the receiving member state. Throughout the posting period, they remain participants of the labor market of the sending member state. This, of course, results in paying taxes in Belgium, paying social security to the Belgian social security institutions, being a part of a Belgian economy, even though temporarily being posted to another member state. So what is controversial to these days and what needs some kind of resolving is the right to stay on the territory of the receiving member state. Because since the Vander Elst case, we know that the receiving member state may not demand extra work permits from third country nationals who are temporarily only posted to their territory. But can they demand the separate right to enter and stay. And here we have the Schengen acquis, the big achievements of Europe without borders. As a principle, this acquis means that once you are legally entering and residing in one member state, in a limited period of time, without applying for any special extra visas in another member state, you are allowed to freely move within the Schengen zone. But there is a restriction. Each member state may introduce an obligation to receive a local permit to stay, their country, their national permits to stay, if the purpose of the visit is to carry out work. So if they are visiting for employment purposes. Now, with the posted workers, if you remember that they remain the participants of the labor market of the sending member state, this is not the case. They are not entering another member state in order to look for a job, in order to get employment. They already have a job in a different member state, and they have the work permit there. So even if the European law allows for making this exclusion from freedom to move within the Schengen zone, limited in time to 90 days, in 180 days, this is the moment where you are not entering the labor market despite the fact that you are going to work. It's difficult to understand because it's a kind of legal fiction that you stay employed. This is not a legal fiction. You do stay employed in the sending member state, but you carry out your work temporarily in a receiving member state. And that's a legal fiction because we need to pretend as if the work was done entirely on the labor market of the sending member state. That's the importance of the Vander Elst case.